What's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, the first match of Group G here. So again, the last three groups, big groups, a lot of big names. So let's take a look. The first matchup here in Group G, we have Spellbooks versus Heroes. Spellbooks won I believe the first ever Cross-Banlist tournament. That was years ago with a lot of older, old school decks as well in the tournament. But now it's new, entering the new Cross-Banlist Cup with a lot of new decks from today's format as in this particular group as well. So definitely three other powerhouses are going to take on good old Judgment Spellbooks from 2013. So let's take a look at the list. The first list, of course, as you saw, was Spellbook Judgment Spellbooks, the first place of the European Championship back in 2013. I have the live profile up from the player. It was a Greek player, if I'm not mistaken. From Greece. Anyway, the second list we have Heroes from today's format from 2019, but with the addition of Sunriser as well, and of course one Miracle Fusion, and the new Liquid Man, of course. This is an excellent list, and let's not forget, both side decks are allowed to be used here in the matchup, like always. So which deck has the advantage? And as you saw from the public, is that the people voted Spellbooks a little bit over Heroes, and I get why. It's still, well, you know, Spellbook Judgment Spellbooks with one of the most broken spells ever printed in a deck at 3, and yeah, Yugioh, however you want to pronounce it, is still a ridiculous card, right? Prevents both players from special summoning. So Spellbooks going first, that's why it's turn number 2, because I don't think there is the option to put, especially if you're using the links, or have the option to have the links open to start the old school deck pre-Master Rule 4 with 6 cards, so that's why. This is well, I think the best opening hand you can have, and with best I mean immediately being able to activate Spellbook of Judgment, and then every time you activate a spell card after that, it can be a continuous, it can be Upstart Goblin, it can be anything, you'll get the extra search during the end phase, so searching your Spellbook spell cards from your deck, and then special summoning a spellcaster monster from your deck equal to, well, equal or lower the level to the amount of spells you just searched. So most of the time during that format, that was Yugioh that prevented both players from special summoning, and during the 2013 format, in the matchup of, well, basically you're either playing Spellbooks or Dragon Rulers, and then a couple of people playing Evil Swarms, but you know what I mean, like Yugioh is superb with the protection of Spellbook of Fate, of basically banishing everything from your opponent, since again you're blocking your opponent from using their special summoning capabilities, and yeah, only having one summon, which is most of the time dealt by the Spellbook of Fate. So back then, this strategy was deadly, super deadly, but, well, you know, now it feels quite slow, but, you know, Spellbook of Judgment is still a ridiculous card. So game number 2, Spellbook is leading 1-0. Obviously Spellbook's going second now, Heroes going first, yeah indeed, and of course with both side decks. If I remember correctly, I side decked in some Dimensional Fissures, well no, probably not going second, but going first. Definitely the Troll and Lugbirds, I believe, also went in, and that I think is basically it, not too many potential side deck cards. But yeah, anyway, so Heroes definitely have more options to side deck, and if I remember correctly, there were the Twin Twisters in the side deck because of the Spellbook of Fate lock. There is, Dark Ruler no more as well, especially going second against your opponent's Yugioh. So yeah, and well, it's already, the hero deck list is already making triple impermanence, so Yugioh isn't really the MVP, right? Even though the opponent does have like a couple of answers to it. My hand was terrible, and I think I had like multiple one-offs, like the Spellbook of Life, Book of Moon. Book of Moon is cool, but I mean, against that particular field, it's so deadly. Book of Moon is cool to prevent something like Veiler from activating on your blue boy, your Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, I believe the name is, you know, the level 2-1, to get basically the Stratos of the deck to bypass those Veilers or impermanence, right? So yeah, anyway, again going, well, this time I'm going first with the 6th card, and Ah, this hand is so terrible. A lot of one-offs. The one-off Spellbook of Power, the one-off Eternity that gets back one of your banished spellbooks, one-off Book of Moon, which isn't really that well, it would have been good if I had like Spellbook of Secrets or Blue Boy to summon, and then it probably would have been met by the Impermanence, and that's where the Book of Moon could come into play. So now my options here are very limited, and the one-off Solemn Warning and the one-off Solemn Judgment, I think I had to. But yeah, the follow-up plays were just too devastating here, with the Miracle Fusion for absolute zero and then many more Link plays ready, counting in of course the Malicious and the Wonder Driver getting back the Miracle Fusion, which could potentially search or special summon Sunriser as well. Again, keep in mind this is Master Rule for the hero deck, that is, so you need those Link monsters, and I don't think I was able to use Book of Moon preemptively or a bit sooner to prevent this particular field from coming out. Again, my life points were very low due to both Solemns, and yeah, just the thing is that Spellbooks need that first turn Spellbook of, well, like Secrets or Blue Boy to get those searches going. This is the same, but now I'm met with Ash Blossom. So okay, that's not that devastating. If it wasn't for Ash Blossom, I would have had the game in the bag. Searching Secrets, searching, you know, like the Spellbook of Judgment, and then using Master, and then, you know, like Star Hall, I believe the name is before, right? But getting those extra searches and ending with Yugioh. But seeing now the hand here with from Heroes, that is a lot of follow-up plays, and the Hero Fusion does force the hero deck to only being able to special summon Darks. But I think going for Book of Moon here was good. You know, like Dystopia would have destroyed something, right? And putting the monster in the extra monster zone face down is solid, but Polymerization gets rid of the face down monster, blocking the extra monster zone. And yeah, now again for Heroes, having those multiple follow-up plays, going for the Link 3 as well, opening those 3 extra monster zones. And yeah, there was indeed already the evil hero in hand to search out Malicious Bane, and that's again more than enough to attack for a game. So that Ash Blossom cost me the duel here in game number 4, and I think, if I remember correctly, a brick, I guess, a slow brick in game number 3 that cost me the duel for Spellbooks as well. So it's... did I expect this? Like Spellbooks losing against Heroes? Maybe? I mean, there is still one extra duel, right? Again, just to prevent spoilers with Spellbooks opening. And the thing is that, and that's the difference between this duel and in the previous duel, is that Ash Blossom could stop this deck in its tracks. Like one normal summon of Blue Boy, maybe negated, but this time I luckily had to follow a play of Secret. So now this should be my duel, right? Unless, of course, there is a Twin Twister getting rid of the Fate Lock, and maybe follow up by maybe Dark Ruler no more, or maybe, yeah, in this case, a Beat Stick to attack over Yugioh, and then, you know, like, and that's in today's decks from today's format, they only need the simplest 2-card combination to vomit multiple special summons to the field. And but now the thing here is that it's main phase 2, so no battle phase, so I can't lose this. If it still was main phase 1, I probably would have lost the duel. So again, very similar to game number 4 just a few moments ago. Again, that Ash Blossom definitely hurt. But now main phase 2, so drawing the 6th card here, and this should be my duel. Using Eternity a couple of times thanks to Master, going for the Spellbook of Judgment, which is able to special summon a Spellcaster. If it wasn't for the Spellbook of Life, yeah, definitely force out Dystopia first. It's popped, at least it will, yeah, indeed it popped the Star Hall, but again, I have Life to, you know, Spellbook of Life to reborn Yugioh, use the effect, well, first activate everything, set everything, and then discard the last card to destroy all special summon monsters. And, you know, this is definitely my duel, getting the beneficial searches and the warning set. So, but again, as I mentioned before, did I saw this coming? Heroes winning over Spellbooks? Not really sure. Game number 1, I feel Spellbooks definitely has the advantage because of the power card that Spellbook of Judgment is, but if I look at the side decks, and that's again something we have seen in the past here, since this year's Cross-Banlist Cup, is the impact of the side deck, and this is basically a standard side deck for Heroes. So we have the triple Nibiru, triple Dark Ruler no more, Twin Twister, that's super staple for Heroes, and basically for a lot of side decks, right? And, well, cards like Twin Twister, Dark Ruler no more, those are MVP against the linear strategy that Spellbooks have, and that's Yugioh with like that small protection in the form of Spellbook of Fate. So yeah, I think we have a well-deserved winner here with heroes taking the 3 points over Spellbooks only ending up with 1 point, but luck wasn't on my side this time. Anyway, so Spellbooks is still in the tournament, don't worry. Next matchup would have been a Master Rule 5 deck, and again, as I mentioned before, Master Rule 5 decks will start April 1st, so that's within the next couple of weeks. Next matchup, we have Zodiacs versus Dark Matter dot deck. Again, like always, feel free to leave your prediction. Okay, thanks for watching, feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Become signing out. Peace.